action!
Nuh-uh. Fuck you mean, nuh-uh?
Yeah, this is what's really weird to me, is people thinking they know more about you than you do. Because it doesn't make sense. Like, it's already weird if you do it about, like, trivial stuff like, no, that can't be your favorite movie. This is your favorite movie. You really like this movie. Because, yeah, maybe they do. But why do you think you know more about people than they do themselves? That's really weird. But then again, I feel like, especially with queerness, people like to do it because queerness makes them uncomfortable. Oh boy. Hello, baby queers, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to 2024, I guess. I'm really hoping this year will be less dramatic and weird than last year, but we've been hoping that for the past few years, and so far we're not really getting there. But anyways, I guess I'm gonna do the best to keep you entertained throughout the year. So, you know, let's see what we'll find. But either way, just because it's a new year doesn't mean you don't need to get hydrated. So grab some water, or some tea, or whatever else you like to drink. And then we'll check out some more fun TikToks. Are you hydrated? Good. Let's go.
Recently, when people misgender me, I've taken to saying, he, but it's nice to know you think I'm pretty. And it catches people off guard, gives a little laugh, a lot more fun, flirty, quirky, mysterious than just he. I don't know. It's been working.
Okay, this would honestly really work. Like, if you're in public with a lot of people, good option. Good option, because it catches them off guard so much. Because otherwise, they'll do the whole, yeah, no, you're not. No, you're not. But if you just say something fun like this, they'll be caught off guard so much that they're probably not even gonna argue. And they're just gonna laugh and be like, oh, well, okay, I guess he, and I can't really say anything now. It would work. But I would also kind of understand, like, if you're not in public with a lot of people, like, if you're, like, maybe somewhere with only, like, a few people, or with, like, cis men on your way home at night, you're probably not gonna try to be funny. And that is fair too. But apart from that, go off.
The best Chicago-style pizza.
Where's the cheese?
It's under the sauce.
There's no cheese on it.
It's under the sauce.
Like, I'm Italian and this is hurting me.
It's from Chicago.
But it's just sauce.
Cheese is under the sauce.
That's not enough cheese.
Cheese is under the sauce.
It's not enough. It's under the sauce.
Okay. I already think that gender stereotypes and trying to dictate what men and women can't do or should do or shouldn't do is already silly. Like, going up to random men and be like, no, you can't wear nail polish because that's a woman thing. And you're a woman, you can't get dirty. You have to be pretty and cute. Is already so weird. Like, it's already weird, and I hate it, and I think it's super unnecessary. But it somehow makes me even more mad with non-binary people. Non-binary people realize that, hey, these two categories, super rubbish, doesn't fit me, not doing it. And then people still want to turn around and be like, no, okay, but we're going to make up arbitrary rules about this third category, which isn't just like a third gender. It's not just like a third set gender. It's a whole wide array of identities and differences. And people will still try to fit it into like one little gender box and be like, no, but you have to do these sets of things. Like, you have to be androgynous and you can't be too masculine or too feminine. It's complete rubbish. It's complete rubbish. If you want to shave because it makes you dysphoric to have a beard, cool, go off. If you don't want to shave because you're just too lazy or you like having a beard, then don't. Literally, shouldn't matter to anyone else but you. But apparently people really care about what other people do, and it's kind of weird. And by kind of weird, I mean really weird. really like seeing these kinds of TikToks because, yes, there will be more. But just seeing someone break out of what a society thinks they should be and deciding to pursue their own path and doing what feels right to them and coming into their own skin and just end up being so much more comfortable in their skin and confident and just look so much happier. Because let's face it, queer people are still wildly depressed, at least a lot of us. But just the ability to just be comfortable in your skin and to recognize what is working and what isn't working is so great to see. And I love to see it. Apart from the fact that I do generally think androgyny looks cool, that aside, even if I didn't, even if dressing super feminine would be like super comfortable for you, I would still admire it and think it's cool because it's gonna look so comfortable on you, you know, because you're gonna seem so happy. And that's why I love these sort of like TikToks and videos. Like I said, there were going to be more of these kind of TikToks because why not? I love to see them. That's all I really have to say, because the thing is, like, before, people probably from the outside looked at you and were like, oh, you're doing well, like, you're doing your thing and you look good and you have your life together. But honestly, how much can you really have your life together if you don't feel well on the inside? I mean, not that you actually have to have your life together at all times or anything, because that's ridiculous. But how much can you really have your life together if you just feel like dying on the inside because something is wrong, and either you know what's wrong and you're still scared to like fix it in a way? Because if you recognize you're trans and you try to keep living as the gender you were assigned, it's gonna be miserable. If you don't know you're trans and you keep living as the gender you were assigned because you don't know any better, it's still miserable, but a very different kind of miserable, actually. But it's still gonna show. Maybe not to cis people, but other trans people will kind of look at you, and you will look back at like pictures or videos of yourself and still see it. Yeah.
I was 18 telling everyone around me, I'm gonna be a superstar, and everybody's going, yeah, whatever, she's an egomaniac, and then haha.
Love the attitude of just not listening to people and just laughing in their face. Be like, I don't really care what you say. I don't care that you think I'm crazy or delusional. I'm gonna do what feels right to me. And then just do it. Because sometimes I get some of you like to argue, so arguing with these people for you will maybe be fun. For a lot of us, it probably won't. But just kind of ignoring it and still doing what feels right to you is kind of a flex. And I do think it's pretty cool.
You're so pretty. I could never be like you.
What?
I honestly still love the contrasts. I love it because some people like me, I don't look that wildly different than I did like pre-transition. I mean, honestly, childhood photos to now, yeah, probably. But with so many trans people, the difference between like their childhood or like teen self to now is so crass, and it's so hilarious to me. Because honestly, I mean, it's just impressive how much medicine, like hormones and surgeries can do. And I also just love to see it because I know it's confusing to other people because they're caught off guard by it, and that's probably why I think it's so funny. This might very well work. Because, I mean, yeah, as a trans person, your goal isn't necessarily to pass. Like, maybe it is. And that's okay. Like, if you want to pass because it makes you dysphoric if people like clock you or know you're trans, cool, go off. But no trans person has to because other people say they do. But that being said, you probably can by just kind of very much just conforming to the T of what people think a man or a woman in your area really should look like and should behave like. Honestly, if you play their stereotypes, it will probably work. It will probably work. Because then they just like see that and they're just like, okay, but it looks like such a stereotypical girl. She must be a girl, right? Honestly, I know you meant it as a joke, but it would probably still work.
Hi, my name is Ains. I use he, him pronouns, and this is my first day on testosterone. Today is my 4th week on T. So even though I'm like 7.5 weeks on T, it's been 11 weeks on T.
And this is my 4th month on testosterone. I'm gonna make a video of my T-shot routine. So I am 24 weeks on T. I have 2 things to say about testosterone right now. And for reference, I'm about to be 9 months on testosterone. Hey, it has now been 10 months on testosterone, and this is my voice. I'm also going to talk a little bit about the most recent changes that I've experienced. Things that I feel like wait until a little bit later, like close to your 1-year mark, or at least that's how it's happened for me. So I've been getting a lot of like cystic acne, especially around here right now. And it has more to do with like they're more ingrown hairs than it is cystic acne, because like my facial hair is like starting to come in. So like around my mustache and my beard, I've been getting cystic acne. My hair had slowly gotten curlier, but in the last like month, it's like really ramped up and gotten a lot curlier. Like I have like ringlets in the back and stuff like that, so that's really fun. My body hair has gotten significantly darker in the last month, which is like absolutely crazy. And my favorite thing is that my voice has like settled a bit, so like I can sing more and my voice doesn't crack as much. When I get excited, my voice doesn't crack. But yeah, those are all of my exciting tea updates. Have a wonderful day.
Okay, as much as I love these videos, my first thought to this last video was literally just, how the hell does his hair grow so fast? He shaved it off like 2 weeks on T, and then at 10 months on T, it was just like completely long again, especially with curls, because if it was straight, it'd look even longer, right? How? I thought my hair grew fast, but damn. That aside, I love the actual trans guy move that so many trans guys or like AFAB non-binary people do, of just shaving all the hair off at least once. I've done it multiple times just because it seems like a very trans guy thing to do, and it's kind of funny to me, and I also kind of get it. But yeah, I didn't really think about hair structure changing when you start hormones, but it kind of does. I've never really had curls. I had like slight curls until I was like 3, and then I didn't have curls anymore, so it didn't get curlier, obviously. But it did kind of get thicker, and like my hair's still very soft, and I still kind of have a lot of hair. That didn't really change, but it kind of got thicker a bit, and it makes it like easier to style, really.
3 years ago, my daughter made it clear to me that she was trans. At the time, I had no idea what I was supposed to do with that information. So I left it up to her to tell me what she wanted. I feel like I've taken it as far as I can take it, and now it's time to get some professionals involved. So today, we're heading into London for our first appointment at a gender clinic. I've no idea where this is going to go. I know this ride is going to be bumpy, but my daughter's happy, and that's all that matters. Edie, I love you. I'm so proud of you.
We love supportive parents on this channel. We just love supportive parents who are, maybe they don't know anything about being trans. This dude was caught so off guard, kind of really, by their child being like, hey, listen, Dad, I know you think I'm a boy, but I'm not, I'm a girl. But really, as a parent, what your job is to love your children and take care of your children. And if they tell you something about themselves, why not go with it? I know some people like to be like, yeah, well, if your child says he's a lion because he likes playing around, that's obviously different. Come on, everyone knows that's different. Yeah, I know you're trying to make a point, but you're failing very miserably. Because children know when they're just like playing make-believe that is make-believe. But if they're very seriously just telling you that, hey, I'm really not a boy, I'm a girl, that's not playing make-believe. You know? Anyways. Yeah. Believe your children, and generally maybe believe people when they tell you something about themselves. I mean, I guess since we do live in a world where people will treat you differently depending on whether they find you attractive or not, I do think it's a very valid fear to have, I guess. But honestly, letting fear hold you back in general is not really a way to live, because you'll be miserable. Because you know you're trans, and you know you want to transition, and you know you'll probably feel way better. So you already feel miserable. And then you also feel miserable because you're just like scared. And then you just feel even more miserable. And it's really not a great way to live. So yeah. Screw it. And by the way, I know a lot of us end up looking wildly different, but just that happiness and like confidence in their own skin is always more attractive. Like it's like already more attractive. You know, like if you see someone and they're super confident and they're just, you look at them and you know they're like comfortable in their skin and you know they love themselves, it's gotta be more attractive than versus if they were just like sitting around moping in a way, I guess.
We're trans girls. We're obviously gonna complain that our tuck hurts. We're trans girls. I'm gonna ask you if my tuck looks snatched. We're trans girls. We've at least talked to like 3 chasers before. We're trans girls. We at least had that one friend that would clock us on purpose. We're trans girls. Most of us relate ourselves to Cassie from Euphoria. We're trans girls. If we're giving you an attitude, we're not having a bad day. We'll just blame it on the hormones.
I mean, honestly, if you're friends with someone and you clock them to embarrass them, really, is that what she was saying? That she has friends that like point out things that she might be embarrassed about, or like that would clock her as trans around other people on purpose? Because that's rude. That's just rude, and you can't actually call yourself her friend if you do shitty things like that. Really, you can't. Like, if you notice her tuck is coming down, and you quietly point it out to her so she can go fix it, okay, cool. That's actually very nice. That's like pointing out someone has like a sauce stain that they might want to remove, you know, or something between their teeth. Like, you don't point it out and hold people like, I have something in your teeth. You maybe do it more discreetly so they can go fix it, you know. And with being trans and pointing out things regarding that, it's even worse if you do it in public.
I was born a girl. Let's get to work on this comment. I had to come up with the money to get my chopped off. I had to teach myself enough about the legal system to change my own name because I could not afford a lawyer. And this was 10 years ago, so there wasn't as much resources as there is now. I'm an old I had to overcome mental demons. I had to excommunicate my family. I had to sleep on friends' couches. I once slept in a boiler room for a couple months like Joe Dirt. I was in therapy nonstop. I was broke. I ate a lot of Slim Jims. And through it all, I still went to the gym. I didn't know about the gym. I was terrified of the gym. I was petrified of the gym. I had to go to therapy for 2 years to be able to drive to the gym and sit in the parking lot. I didn't even go in. I would sit in the parking lot of the gym, and then I would leave. because I was petrified of dudes like you. Do I have a little bit of a chicken leg? Yeah. But this is a really good lesson in taking the leap before you feel ready. Am I aware that my legs are skinny? Yeah. Can you imagine if I told myself, you can't make a video on TikTok until your legs get bigger? Dude, that could take all that could take my whole life. You know, I wouldn't be where I am now. Do not wait until you're perfect to do scary shit. Take the jump. It takes sheer grit, and it takes moving beyond yourself, and it takes looking at like you and asking, what the are you doing? What are the things that you're insecure about? Are you videotaping them and putting them online? Probably not. It all depends on your mindset, okay? Do I make fun of my legs? Yeah. Do I call them chicken legs all the time to my girlfriend? Yeah. But I also know the more I put myself out there in a genuine, loving fashion that feels true to me to help other people, the more I pursue modeling, the more I pursue acting, you know what? I'm gonna be in a movie. I can get some other to train me and get rid of my chicken legs. And they're gonna be big as they're gonna be big and beefy, and you're gonna see me in Hollywood, and you're gonna say, hey, there's the chicken leg guy. He doesn't have chicken legs anymore. I'm gonna say, you know what? You're right. I don't have chicken legs anymore. You know why? Because I kept going, and I persevered, and I ate my applesauce with a fork because I didn't have a spoon. I kept going. I've been through hell and back, brother, and I ain't gonna stop just because you noticed my chicken legs. All right? Don't stop, haters. Bye.
Honestly, I love his attitude. He seems like a very chill guy. And he is completely out of fucks to give. And that's honestly one thing I have looked forward to getting older for a long time. Because I was like, when you're going through puberty, everything seems so dramatic. And everything seems like the end of the world. And if you have ADHD, everything still seems like the end of the world. But you're still kind of more out of fucks to give when you get older. Like, I can already feel it, and I'm not old. So, honestly, that's one thing I'm still very much looking forward to. It's just, like, giving less and less fucks, really. But, yeah. Being insecure, it's kind of the same with being afraid of things. Like, if you have a genuine phobia, yeah, okay, sure, you might need professional help. But not ever facing up to your own insecurities or your own fears is also not really a way to live, because it's not going to randomly just go away one day, because there are going to be things that will just like keep reminding you of the thing you're scared of or insecure about. And if you take small steps to make that better, you're gonna feel better in general, and you're just gonna feel so much more accomplished. Like, even if you take little steps, you're gonna look back in a few months and just recognize how far you've come. And secondly, I think we generally all know, but sometimes it's easy to forget, that people who post comments like these, or generally people who go around posting like hate comments, generally aren't happy, well-adjusted people either, you know? Because if you're comfortable with yourself and you're happy with who you are, and you know that, yeah, maybe I have some insecurities, maybe I have some issues, but it's okay, like, I'm working on it, like, it's fine, I'm aware of them, I'm not suppressing everything and then wondering why I feel shitty and lash out at everyone. Especially random people on the internet who I'm mad at because they express who they are freely, and it makes me mad, you know? So, yeah, if you get weird comments or hate comments, always try to keep that in mind, I guess.
So I'm hanging with some straight people, right? Which I don't do often. And all day, literally all day, I'm seeing them stare at girls' asses, look at girls, talk about girls, blah, 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 blah. I see this fine-ass man. He's thick, he got a nice ass, muscles, nice cut going on, earrings. I'm just like, damn, I'm fine as hell. And these niggas have the audacity, the gall to say, why do gay men do that? They know straight men don't want them. Why are they talking about us? Why are they looking at us? Why are they trying to get at us? That's what makes straight men so uncomfortable around y'all. I said, what? Number one, you don't know if that man was gay or straight. Number two, y'all be looking at girls all the motherfucking time. And they probably think you ugly as fuck. They're not interested in you. Why are you looking at them? And number 3, no gay man wants your ugly ass anyway, so you got nothing to worry about.
The lack of perspective is kind of astounding, but also very unsurprising, I guess. Because listen, who really cares? Like, if you just casually check someone out, if you're just like, and think to yourself that, oh my god, they're so hot, they're so attractive to me, or just like say it to your friends, you know, that's fine. If you sit there and just like stare at them, uncomfortable, don't do it regardless of your gender, or regardless whether you think this other person might be into your gender or not. Just don't do it, that's weird. But generally, if you just like casually check someone out, you don't have to do anything about it. You don't have to want to do anything about it. You can just enjoy this other person looking good to you. So what does their sexuality even really matter in that case? Like, if you want to initiate something and you like hit on them, not in a creepy way, because that's generally not okay, but if you just hit on them and they're just like, oh yeah, sorry man, I'm not gay, or like I'm not into men, then that's cool. Because gay men will probably take rejection way better than straight men, because straight men are kind of known to struggle with rejection, you know? So you're one to talk, really.
With one hand. One hand. Why date a black woman? This is why. You see how much she can do with one hand? Now imagine what she can do with 2. That's all I'm saying. Sorry, Mom.
This just as a lesbian appreciation TikTok. I guess that's why I included this.
Every now and then I get a little bit terrified, and then I see the look in your eyes. Turn around, bite eyes. Every now and then I fall apart, and I need you now.
Why is it so common though that if you're aro ace or autistic, people will infantilize you a lot, by the way, because yeah, they do. I don't really get it either, but yeah. And as trans guys, we probably generally just look young. Like, a lot of trans people, honestly, it's not just trans guys, but like AFAB, non-binary people, or trans guys specifically, like especially early on in their medical transition, will just look way too young. Will look way too young. So the child one is kind of fair. The girly one, honestly, sometimes, yeah, because some of us really don't pass well. But still, like, honestly, none of these things, like, if you just think it to yourself, like, if you pass someone who's like, oh yeah, no, that's a girl, that's a child, where's their parent? Kind of fine. But if you bring it up and be rude about it and do the whole, no, but you can't be trans, that's not real, you're just a girl, you're just confused, then it's rude. You know?
This is just a reminder that being non-binary is going to look different for every non-binary person. I'm non-binary, I use they, them pronouns. Do I like being called girl? No. Do I like being called she, her? Not really. Do I want to be called girlfriend? Yes. Do I want to be a mom? Absolutely. But when I'm older, do I want to be a grandpa? Yes. Now, is that a bit confusing? Sure. But it's my gender and I get to decide what's comfortable for me.
What I specifically love about this is a lot of people will be really pressed about it, even though it literally has no influence on them. It's the same with some people wanting to be called birthing people instead of mothers, because the term mother makes them uncomfortable. But the cool thing is it doesn't affect you at all. If you're a mother, no one's stopping you from calling yourself a mother. Your children can still call you mom. You can still say you're a mother. It literally doesn't affect your life at all, but y'all want to be really pressed about it. And that's probably why I really enjoy this TikTok, because yeah, listen, if you at some point want to be a grandfather, not a grandmother, cool. Do I understand why? No. But does it matter if I understand? No. If that's what you want to be called, that's what you want to be called. Like, literally, it doesn't affect me at all what this other non-binary person wants to be called in a relationship by their partner or by their children. Literally, it's kind of easy to not be pressed about it.
You and your boyfriend.
Oh, sorry. I think there might be some confusion here. Let me see if I can. I'm bleach blonde and not religious. Okay. I have a tiny ring of keys on a necklace and a tiny pair of cowboy boots. All of my rings, almost all of them, are my own birthstone. I'm wearing a skirt as a shirt that I got at an estate sale for $5. Vintage Christian Dior. I feel fancy, but it's really, I got it for less than a shirt at H&M. All of this to say, I'm gay. I like women. I kiss them, I smooch them, I love them. I have a girlfriend who I would for. I could never love a man. And I'm sorry that you ever thought I could. I will do better. For my community. For myself. And I won't tell anybody about this mix-up because it's kind of embarrassing for both of us. But no, I'm a lesbian.
It's hilarious to me how, and by hilarious I mean kind of endlessly frustrating really, but if you're a man and you so much wear nail polish or anything slightly feminine, a lot of people are just gonna assume you're gay. If you're a woman and you're like, the only way to get people to believe you're into women is to be what straight people think or like cishet people think is a stereotypical lesbian. So like super bad, like short hair, super butch, wears suits, not dresses ever. That's kind of the only way to get straight people to believe you're into women. Because if you're any kind of femme presenting or femme leaning, people are going to be weird about it. They're just going to be weird about it. And I'm sorry, because any other queer person would have literally looked at you and be like, yeah, there's no way she's straight. There's no way she's straight. That is definitely queer. Because queer people can actually clock it. Because straight people's gaydar is kind of broke a lot of the time. Great, now there are 2 men in the women's bathroom, neither of which are supposed to be there. But that's kind of stupid. This is literally stupid. Like, unless you're like in a club or at a party where people usually care less, if you do this in a mall, there's gonna be trouble. Because if you, as a trans guy, looking like this, walk into the women's bathroom, there will be screaming. And you don't want to be there either. But then again, if you're legally required to be there, you can either go to the men's bathroom and hope you don't get clocked, because honestly, if you pass that well, no one's gonna know. But if you don't pass well, you will still get really, really weird looks, and there might be arguments in the women's bathroom, but there will also be arguments in the men's bathroom. Just let people pee in peace, I guess. Listen, trans people we all just need to pee sometimes, That's what we're here for. That's what we do in public bathrooms, I do think you understand these terms, but you just understand them so wildly different than other people that there's gonna be some confusion. Because yeah, when other people call someone sexy, it kind of means they would, or like they could picture themselves having sex with this person, or they want to, depending on how serious it is. But if you call someone hot or sexy, it's just because you find them aesthetically pleasing. It's just like, damn, that is a good-looking person. And that's kind of where it ends. No, that is a good-looking person. I would want to do things. It just kind of ends at the first part. But yeah, it's gonna be confusing for people if you call people hot. Because then we're just like, yeah, no, actually I'm asexual. Then it's like, wait, no you're not, but you call people hot like all the time. Because like, Kind of, yeah, but no.
Hands down, the best part of my day today was getting a phone call from the dentist. My dead name is still on my insurance, so when they called me, they were like, "Hi, calling to confirm an appointment for Zachary." So I was like, "Yes, hello," and the woman on the line got so concerned. She was like, "Oh my god, sorry, I'm looking for Zachary." To which I said, "Yeah, no, this is the right number," and this woman, God bless her heart, was so concerned. She said, "I'm so sorry, are you his mother?" And when she said that, that's like top 5 moments of my entire life. You're telling me that my voice sounds so girly that you would sooner assume that I'm my own mother than that I'm a trans woman? Patricia, thank you. After I explained to her that I am shockingly Zachary, she was so kind. We bestied and she was like, "Oh my god, I love both of your names. My son has your old name and the name Violet is gorgeous." The name Zachary still triggers a lot of dysphoria for me, but hearing her describe it as beautiful was actually really sweet because I never thought of my name that way when I was using it, and now looking back on that time, it makes it a little bit easier to appreciate the person I was with that name. Anyways, I had my appointment later in the day. Patricia and I bestied. She insisted that we take a selfie together. We both served cunt, and I'm going back next week to get a cavity filled. So not that it's a competition, but my dentist slays harder than yours.
Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry, but no one's cooler than your dentist, actually. And these are kind of my favorite types of people, really. Because I do think it's hilarious that people keep forgetting that trans people exist. Because it is way cooler if someone just kind of forgets that trans people exist and that gets kind of confused for a minute. But then it turns around and is like super accepting. And it's like, oh, my bad. I'm sorry. You have a very pretty name that you chose for yourself. I love it. Versus the people that are so obsessed with trans people in the bad way of just trying to clock trans people all the time and abuse them because, yeah, a woman who has broad shoulders, no, she must be a trans woman. There's no way she's cis. See, that's weird. That's just weird, and I really don't get it. But oh well. We definitely prefer these kind of interactions, and again, yeah, your dentist is definitely cooler than all of us. Okay, that was all the TikToks I have for you today. I really, really like this as a start to the year, really, because these were fun. Really, I feel like a lot of other videos I could have done were gonna make me mad again, but this one was just fun, you know? But either way, I hope you enjoyed these TikToks too. I hope you're hydrated. If not, maybe go drink something now. And I'll be back in a few days with my next video.